Why do ghosts say boo? People have screamed boo, or at least some version of it, to startle others since the mid-16th century. One of the earliest examples documented by the Oxford English Dictionary appeared in that 1560s poetic thriller, Smith-White That Forged Time a New Dame. But ghosts? They've only been yowling boo for less than 2 centuries. The etymology of boo is uncertain. The OED compares it with the Latin bore or the Greek beta omicron nu, meaning to cry aloud, roar, or shout. Older dictionaries suggest it could be an onomatopoeia mimicking the lowing of a cow. Whatever the origins, the word had a slightly different shade of meaning a few hundred years ago. Boo, or, in the olden days, bo or boo was not used to frighten others but to assert your presence. Take the traditional Scottish proverb "he can't say bo to a goose," which for centuries has been a slick way to call somebody timid or sheepish. Or consider the 1565 story Smith-White That Forged Time a New Dame, in which an overconfident blacksmith tries to hammer a woman back into her youth, and the main character demands of his dying experiment, "Speak now, let me say," and say one's beau. Or, as Donatello would put it, "Speak, damn you, speak." But boo became scarier with time. After all, as the OED notes, the word is phonetically suited to produce a loud and startling sound. And by 1738, Gilbert Crocott was writing in Presbyterian Eloquence Displayed that, boo is a word that's used in the north of Scotland to frighten crying children. We're not here to question 250-year-old Scottish parenting techniques, but over at Slate, Forrest Wickman raises a good point. Why would anybody want to frighten a child who is already crying? In 18th century Scotland, bo, boo, and boo would latch onto plenty of words describing things that went bump in the night. According to the Dictionary of the Scots language, the term boocough applied to hobgoblins and anything frightful, such as scarecrows. The word bogey, for evil one, would evolve into bogeyman. And there's boo man, or boo man, a terrifying goblin that haunted man. It was only a matter of time until ghosts got lumped into this creepy muckle boo man crowd. Which is too bad. Before the early 1800s, ghosts were believed to be eloquent, sometimes charming, and very often literary speakers. The spirits that appeared in the works of the Greek playwrights Euripides and Seneca held the important job of reciting the play's prologue. The apparitions in Shakespeare's plays conversed in the same swaying iambic pentameter as the living. But by the mid-1800s, more literary ghosts apparently lost interest in speaking in complete sentences. Take this articulate exchange with a spectre from an 1863 Punch and Judy script. It's no surprise that boo's popularity rose in the mid-19th century. This was the age of spiritualism, a widespread cultural obsession with paranormal phenomena that sent scores of people flocking to mediums and clairvoyants in hopes of communicating with the dead. Serious scientists were sending electrical shocks through the bodies of corpses to see if reanimating the dead was possible. Readers were engrossed in terrifying Gothic fiction. Think Frankenstein, Zastrozzi, and the Vampire. British police departments were reporting a heightened number of ghost sightings as graveyards were plagued by ghost impersonators, hoaxsters who camped out in cemeteries covered in white robes and pale chalk. It's probably no coincidence that ghosts began to develop their own vocabulary, limited as it may be, during a period when everybody was curious about the goings-on within the spirit realm. It may also help that boo was Scottish. Many of our Halloween traditions, such as the carving of jack-o'-lanterns, were carried overseas by Celtic immigrants. Scotland was a great exporter of people in the middle of the 1800s, and perhaps it's thanks to the Scots-Irish diaspora that boo became every ghost's go-to greeting. Have you got a big question you'd like us to answer? If so, let us know in the comments below.